So I haven't been uploading much on my fish channel, and that's really because nothing's really interesting that I think of that I could really upload about. I mean, Blake and Son are still being great parents. The angelfish fry are now coming into their own. They're starting to get bigger and starting to color up. A few of them gotten pretty big actually, but most of them are hiding off. There's a few at the bottom. Got like one or two that are kind of looking a little iffy, but I don't want to cull them just yet. Especially considering this is my first fry, so I'm still learning how to properly take care of them. But I've been doing it right so far. I mean, they got this big so far, and it's only been a few weeks. And of course, White Knight's doing just fine. Sorry about the reflection. Also, sorry about the camera not autofocusing. I am still trying to get used to this new phone of mine. If you're wondering what phone I'm using, it's an LG G5. There we go. And the autofocusing on Android is total garbage. This tank is also doing just fine. The angelfish I got from Worlds Underwater is more or less coming to its own. Its finnage and whatnot is growing back, but of course my camera's not autofocusing, so you really can't see him. But, yeah. You just gotta take my word, unfortunately. And of course, my flower horn is doing just fine. It's been about, I want to say, 3 to 4 weeks since I've last treated him with clear for his hernia. And he's back to normal. And of course, I also flipped the background from black to white again. And I still don't have a name for him. But of course I'm not gonna name him Frank. And most likely you know why too. He's just gonna be the nameless flower horn. My prized flower, my prized flower horn, because best $40 I ever spent on a fish. Fishler and friends are also doing just fine. I'm also fasting them for about 2 days or so, and I got toothpaste on the tank lid. They're in my bathroom after all, so. And of course this thing. You're done with patty water? Or are you going to drink some more? She doesn't know. I sadly lost a fat ass. I did put him into a hospital tank I had set up, but unfortunately he passed away. So what I did is I put Pumpkin, which used to be in the 29 gallon, into where fat ass used to be, and now Pumpkin's even more happy than he used to be. And of course everyone else is doing just fine. My newest flower horn is also doing just fine. He still absolutely hates being on video, but if the camera stays in focus long enough, you can see how beautiful he's become. He's starting to really color up. And of course, this tank's doing just fine too. This one and this one are my prize betta fish, for obvious reasons. The 29 is also doing just fine. I also, unfortunately, lost the discus I had in here too. I bought the discus myself with my own money, so I'm not too. I mean, I'm bummed, but I'm not too. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I lost the discus and it sucks. Also, worthless and useless spawned again, but I didn't record it because I knew they were going to eat their eggs, and they did. My female flower horn is also doing just fine. And of course, I still have the brine shrimp hatchery. Now this is a virtual novel called A Sky Full of Stars. I actually initially played this virtual novel when it came out in Japan using Virtual Novel Reader. I got in far enough to know that I wanted to play it. And I also got in far enough to know that I want to get the telescope that they used in this virtual novel because I am into astronomy. Or astronomy, how I pronounce it. I just never thought about actually going head first into it because I thought to get the telescope they used in this virtual novel, it'll cost around $1,000, $2,000. But luckily, that is where I'm wrong. Here I have the page for the Japanese version the Japanese page for the virtual novel, and of course here you can see Seiya holding the actual telescope that's used in the virtual novel. So give me a second. As you can tell, that's the that's the telescope used in the virtual novel, and this is the real world equivalent, i.e. the exact same model, spec for spec, excluding the name difference, of course. Because of, well, copyright and whatnot. Because of copyright, they had to change the wording around, but all I did is just Google the name that was on the side of the telescope here, and Google was able to do the rest, and I found the exact same telescope they used. It's the refractor telescope, exactly like they said in the virtual novel. Specs are 1 for 1. This is the exact same telescope. So, this is still a pricey telescope. This is going to be around a $400 purchase. I'm currently in talks with my mom. We're figuring out a way to get it done, but she seems like she wants to actually get me this telescope because this is something I'll be able to really do, because I'll be able to take what I learned in this virtual novel, and I've already learned how to find at least a few star clusters already. And I'll be able to take what I learned in this virtual novel and apply that into real life and then expand upon it. So why exactly am I bringing this into this video? Well, if I somehow get this telescope, I'm going to be shutting down 4 of my tanks to help subsidize the amount of money that's going to be put into this thing to buy it. But yeah. So if you see less tanks in my videos down the road, it's because I got this telescope. And of course, I'm not going to turn this fish channel into an astronomy channel because I don't think there's really much of a actual base for that on YouTube. But I could be wrong. But yeah, if I somehow, and right now I'm just going to keep this part of my life more or less private unless I actually find that there is an actual part of YouTube that actually does stuff like this. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about. I mean, if I get this telescope, I'm still going to take care of my fish. I'm still going to upload videos of my fish and whatnot. It just will be a lot less frequent. So, again, sorry if you sub to my channel thinking I'll be uploading more on a weekly or daily basis. Unfortunately, that's not the case because I'm not King of DIY. I'm not Creative Pet Keeping, Life of Pets, or Corey. I'm just some person with a crummy cell phone just recording fish videos. So, I mean, there's really not much else to talk about. I may not even have as many subs as I do.